How to inspire yourself. We'll get started just in a moment. I want to say hi to the inner circle members and the people in the chat. You see the IC next to their name, the one and only Bill Shoemaker. Thank you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Craig. Hi, Jerome, Jody, Lisa Marie, Karen, Arthur. You guys are awesome, man. Paul, we got Melody, Mike, Sandy, and the incredible Craig again. Probably already up there. Oh my God, fast today. That's great, James. We'll get started. Hello, my name is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And today's subject is how to inspire yourself. How to inspire yourself. Now, listen to this. You know, a lot of people feel like they're lost. They feel like they're stuck. They feel like, I don't know, like they're not going anywhere. What a thought that I haven't had this thought in a while. You're in a rut. You know what I mean? You're in a rut. There's all these incredible analogies. You know, I don't feel motivated. On and on and on and on. I can tell you right now that your whole life will change in an instant if you are just uninspired. You're just uninspired. So if you look up the word inspiration or inspired, it's the feeling, not the thought, not the thought. You know that for those of you that haven't watched my videos, it's all those little voices in your head, right? And you know that's Dino from Flintstones, and you got all these little thoughts in your head that are you can't, you don't, who cares? You know what I mean? You don't need to do that. You might get hurt. You might get your feelings hurt. What if you're bad? What if you suck? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, when you're inspired, when you're inspired, it inspires you to move forward. And so if you don't have something to look forward to, you just don't move. So, how you get yourself inspired is very, very, very simple. Again, I have recognized, next month I'll be 62, and I have figured out in life that virtually everything in life is usually either the opposite of what everybody else is doing, but it's also we make it complicated. We make it frustrating, overwhelmed. We make it very complex. And we do that as human beings. But really, what it is just simplicity. It's very, very simple to do something simple each and every day, and it changes everything in your life. And it's very simple. You can do it. I'll share with you. So, why are so many people in this mindset? Well, because it's easier not to do. It's just flat out. And so there's this thing that I know that you might have heard of it. It was with computers years ago. I haven't heard the phrase in a while, but it's just very simply garbage in, garbage out, garbage in, garbage out. So I know that everyone that's ever been on this planet, there's certain things that happen to you. It could be a movie, it could be a phrase, it could be a song, it could be a quote, it could be something out of a book, it could be watching a person, and instantaneously we shut down all the voices, we shut down all the voices, and we immediately are just in awe. See, I'm in awe of human beings. I am blown away with what human beings do. And I haven't seen the videos in a while now that I think about it. But if you went on Google, if you went on YouTube, probably better to go YouTube and just put inspiration or the word inspire so it can find all the videos out there, then you are going to find things that inspire you. So I'm going to do a little post down here that will blow you away. I know you guys see me share these posts with you all the time, and it's because I'm such in a mindset of attracting things that inspire me. So I seen this morning, and it's Luke Littler, and it's a 16-year-old kid, the youngest person to make it to the world finals of the dart championship. He's 16. I think they call him Luke the Nuke. And in this little piece, you're going to see where he's a little kid in diapers and he's throwing darts. Blump, blump, blump. And his mom's excited and he's excited. And you see this kid from diapers having a little dartboard in front of him, throwing darts. Blop, 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 blop. Kai, thank you so much for getting in the inner circle. I love it. You're an amazing human being and a human doing. And so, you watch this kid and to think that, he's 16 years old. He's overweight like me. They asked him what he does to prepare for playing darts. And it was pizza and something else. And so, think about this. It doesn't make a difference how old you are or how young you are or what race you are or what kind of learning disability you think you have. It's like there's people out there of every race, every religion, every kind of, crayon in the crayon book. And you can search and find somebody. What I say is they just didn't get the memo. They just didn't get the memo that, hey, don't you know you're overweight? Don't you know you're too young? Don't you? So anyway, there's of course you can find other clips on him, but when this kid at the age of 16 went all the way to the finals and took second place at the age of 16, he made $250,000. And what I love about the deal is that you see how many people are there, and you see a bunch of people holding signs, 180. That would be, 3 in a row, triple 20s on your way to 501. And, you don't need to get all the details. I'm just saying that a majority of the people on the planet is garbage in. Garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. So what they're doing is they're following things that don't make them feel good. They're following things that make them feel hopeless. They are following people and listening to people that say, that's the big bad government and those big wealthy corporations and, everything's rigged against them. And I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy. The guy that was on workman's comp, the guy that had his electricity cut off, the guy that was constantly contemplating suicide, the guy that was constantly feeling not worthy, not enough. So then what I did is I, found a way to not have my eldest son with me, when he was young, sent him back to stay with his mother in my first marriage. And then my beautiful wife that I've had now 40 years, I told her that I wasn't worth being around. And so I sent her back to Montana and basically, for a lack of better words, broke up with her. And I got a pawn loan on a used car. I lost everything. And I'm just in this constantly garbage in, garbage out. I know for a fact, listen closely, if I had the internet so I could constantly scroll and find people to fight with and argue with, and you don't know how to spell and your grammar's not correct, what is this gooder and gooder? You know what I mean? It's like you're an idiot, you're overweight, you're fat, you're too old, you're a scam artist. See, there's still these groups of people out there. And if I was the kind of person that constantly felt like everything was unfair, it's unjust, and I need to be a keyboard warrior. I just think it's a crack up, and don't get mad at me for saying this, but it's a real crack up that people think like they're a superhero for, typing something on Twitter or social media. That'll teach you. That will get things to stop. What about the homeless? What about the kids that are not being fed? What about, these women that are abused? What about these kids that have no home, and no food to eat? What about these wars? And it's like they all are garbage in. All garbage, 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 garbage. These whole group of people that were taught that you're supposed to make something right by fighting things that are out of your control. What the hell? What? And so thank you very much, Jerome, and Bill Shoemaker. I love you guys. The children are going to love it. I just love you guys. Happy New Day. And so, so now if you realize it, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, we got these things that are on the internet. And just like the old days, when we had 3 channels that at midnight went off the air and they had rabbit ears, right? If you didn't like something, you could turn the channel. If you didn't like something, you could shut the damn TV off. Nowadays, people make a choice to put garbage in. What if you didn't? What if you constantly looked for and watched things that were inspirational, podcasts that were inspirational? Right now, I am blown away that, this is the beginning of 2024, the year of more in 24, that we're the most successful, the most joyful, whatever your definition of success is, whatever your definition of fulfilled is, whatever your definition of joy is, whatever your definition of passion and purpose, whatever your definition of a calling, you can go on YouTube and you can find interviews with people that are just flat out doing amazing things in this awful world. It's never been worse than this. Bullshit. You're just focused in on all the negative stuff, and you're constantly focused on things that are out of your control, while you're out of control and you're, oh my God, I'm hopeless, that everything's going to be awful. Everything, I don't have a chance. There's a little kid that had a mother that went, hey, let me take you to go look at some dart people. Oh my God. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Come home, get a little dart board, get him some little darts. Give him some praise and recognition. Woohoo, woohoo. And now you got a 16-year-old kid that was the youngest person to place in a world championship and made $250,000. And you know what everyone said, that you can see longer videos on this on Luke the Nuke. And you can find other when people are going, where is this guy going to be at 30? How is this guy? I guess this guy could get, like we always say, fame and fortune. He might have some people that get in his head, and he might start doing some stupid stuff and, lose his head a little bit. But I don't know. So what I do is I love watching podcasts of interviews of people that go through their ups and downs. I see Craig's on here, and this is awesome. So, I talked about yesterday in the AMA, Ask Me Anything, about this guy named Stephen Bartlett, that, 4 years ago, this guy pretty much is just an unknown person. And now he's got the Diary of a CEO. He's got this podcast that every TV show's watching. And it's always these people show up. What, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, there was this guy named Jay Shetty. Out of nowhere, Jay Shetty, the urban monk. I'm going to tell you some great stories that make you feel good, that inspire you. to do something. And we all know that things are easy. I'll give you a certain simple example of something simple that you can do that's easy, but it's easier not to. How many of you know that oxygen is pretty important in our lives? Oxygen. See, we can go a few days without water. Some people say that that number is around 3. And we can go a little ways without eating. You know what I mean? Some, people say that could be 30 days or whatever. You know what I mean? You can't go very long without oxygen. So there's some people that are really good and trained where they can go quite a while by holding their breath. But guess what happens after they hold their breath? They got to get oxygen. So as soon as you get sick, as soon as you get picked up by an ambulance, as soon as you get into a hospital, the first thing they do is oxygen. They got to get oxygen to you. And they try to get as much oxygen to you as fast as they possibly can. And I actually have a hyperbaric chamber. So, it's amazing that everyone understands the importance of oxygen. So, with that said, you got people like Gary Brecka, and you got people, but if you went to YouTube and put in how important oxygen is, which all of you know, and then the next thing you do is you go on, even with Abraham Hicks, here's a person that as you're listening to her meditation, breathe in, breathe out. So who can't breathe? Everyone breathes. So now, what if all of a sudden you find someone, you see the breathing techniques, and all of a sudden you go, you know what? I'm going to start every day. I'm going to do some breathing techniques. Oh my God, that's stupid. That looks stupid. This is stupid. This is nonsense. I don't need to be doing this. What if someone's seen me? I don't think this makes any sense. Yeah. So something as simple as learning to breathe from our diaphragm versus the short little breaths that we take every day. Because now if we don't do anything, we have shallow breathing. Now all of a sudden you go out, you start trying to go up some stairs, and you're what? What are you? You try to do a little bit of exercise. You try to walk up a hill. You try to do a little walking, and you go, hold it a minute, hang on. And then people go, what's up? I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. Hang on. Because while you're starting to work out or even slowly going up a hill or going up the steps, you're so used to doing this. Little tiny short breaths. And now you start raising your body, you get out of the chair, you start going up the stairs, and now you're out of breath. Why? Because you forgot how to breathe. No, Robert, I'm breathing. Not the way you're supposed to. So now all of a sudden to go, wow, I got to pull in from my diaphragm. Hold it to the count of 3. Then blow it all out. Count of 3. And it's like, oh my God, geez, I'm not doing that. We all know the importance of oxygen. We all know the importance of breathing. We all know what it does when we meditate. Oh, yeah, I think that meditation stuff is stupid. Oh, garbage in, garbage out. So something as simple is just consistently every day taking the time to breathe for a few minutes. So, how could you take it simple? You inspire yourself by watching other people do it. You inspire yourself. I know you guys have done this. I'll leave it at this. Have you ever seen someone hold their breath on TV? Because you'll see everyone in the movie, or everyone, like Tom Cruise said, he wanted to learn, from deep divers, people that go down that do deep, deep, deep diving. And he wanted to learn from them how to breathe. Because in the scenes, he says, all of a sudden, at a couple of minutes, people start freaking out. So we're watching somebody else hold their breath and they're going, yeah, I can make it. I can make it. I can make it. And they say when you watch the audience that everyone goes, but they've never trained. They never trained. They got this short breathing. So then when that person in the movie goes in and starts swimming, we all go, is but he's still underwater. He's still swimming. So we do it. And he's still swimming. It's like it brings in so much of our fight or flight. It brings in our it's like it builds up our anxiety, it builds up our energy and stuff because we're freaking out. How is it? This guy heard, another one is like a magic trick, right? So the person that submerges herself with chains and stuff, and they lock them underneath water, and we're watching it as a magic trick. The reason that it freaks everybody out is because everyone knows that, wait a minute, he's already passed my limit. And that's why when it gets undone and they always just barely get him out. Again, if you look at some people, Houdini, he messed up one time, right? Do you think if Houdini didn't mess up that we'd know who he was? Just a thought. Just a thought. So anyway, spend time, a little bit of time every day, putting inspiration in instead of garbage. Inspiration in instead of garbage. Inspiration instead of garbage. Because if you just change your feed on social media, if you guys seen my feed on social media, I don't know about all the stuff that people are trying to control. It's not on my feed. My feed is inspiration and people that inspire me and the little things that they say on YouTube. My algorithms, don't understand them, but my algorithms are going, Robert likes this, Robert likes this, Robert likes this, Robert likes this. And it's like, bam, 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 bam. This podcast, the short from the podcast, this little shorter video from of an interview. Wham, 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 wham. And so people are all the time, Robert, you're so full of energy all the time. You always are upbeat. You're always positive. You're always giggling and laughing. You're always up. Inspiration and inspiration and inspiration and inspiration and inspiration and inspiration and inspiration. Yeah. What a concept, huh? So, yeah, I learned that 37 years ago from my mentor. So this person that thought every label that they put on me, like learning disability, dyslexic, ADHD, all these reasons why, a kid that got taken away from his parents when he was really, really young, grew up in orphanages, foster homes, getting passed from foster home to foster home, and then all of a sudden hanging around the wrong people, trying to impress the wrong people. And then I end up, taking a bear truck and end up in the penitentiary at 18 years of age, federal pen. And everybody's got to look at my story and just go, man, this kid doesn't have a shot in hell. But then I found some people that inspired me. The first people I found that inspired me were people next door that were building these loud cars. And so I went over and seen what they were doing. And I said, can I help? And I started, like sort of like an apprentice. I started hanging around people that were doing something with their lives, working hard. They were really inspired, building these cars. And then on the weekend, they would take them to the drag strip. And 99.9% of the time, they lost. But then I hung around a bunch of people that were focused on actually doing something. Rest of my friends were, goofing off, drinking, going to parties, doing drugs. And I'd rather hang out with people that were doing things that inspired me. And I've been doing that ever since. So I love and appreciate you. If I can do it, you can do it. And that would really be my super, super key is how much time are you spending on a daily basis being inspired versus not? So if no one's giving you permission to be inspired and happy and fulfilled, let me be the first. My mentors did it for me. So I want to give you that permission. And please do me a huge personal favor and like and subscribe. Share this video with others that you think that would get a lot out of this. And then lastly, I love and appreciate you. I really, really, really thank you for tuning in either live or recorded. Bye for now. We'll see you soon.